Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of 16 of September 2023. Essence. Sweet children, you have the responsibility of making every home into heaven. Give everyone the aim of becoming pure from impure. Imbibe divine virtues. Question. What do you children experience by going into God's lap? Answer. The children who go into God's lap experience the celebration of an auspicious meeting. You know that the confluence age is the age to celebrate a meeting with God. You celebrate a meeting with God and make Bharat into heaven. You children meet God personally at this time. Throughout the whole cycle, no one else can ever celebrate a personal meeting. This is your very small godly clan. Shiv Baba is the grandfather and Brahma is the father, and you children are brothers and sisters. There are no other relationships. Song, The Birds of the New Age. Om Shanti. When Baba comes, you should first sit in silence for a little time, because first of all a donation of remembrance is given. It is only by having remembrance that impure ones are made pure. You children make donations and receive them. The Father comes and changes thorns into birds, and the birds then become flowers. You know that your service is to make each one worthy of heaven. Just as you are becoming worthy of that, the Father comes and first gives you health and then gives you wealth. There is first peace and then happiness. In fact, there is happiness in both. You children want both peace and happiness. All the sannyasis etc. just want peace. Sannyasis don't want happiness. They cannot give happiness. Even if they do give peace, that is for momentary happiness. They say that happiness is like the droppings of a crow. Sannyasis generally want peace in order to attain liberation. No one else can give you liberation. This is called unlimited liberation, and unlimited liberation in life, which only the unlimited Father can give you. You know that at this time all are thorns. Thorns prick you. The Father says they all kill one another with the sword of lust. They don't know that using the sword of lust is violence. When you indulge in vice, you cause one another's sorrow from the beginning through the middle to the end. This is a world of sorrow. Heaven is called a world of happiness. When the world is new and Bharat is new, the people of Bharat who are worshippers of the deities know that there used to be a kingdom of those deities and it was called heaven. They do feel that. They go to a Lakshmi and Narayan temple and sing their praise. They believe that they were the masters of Bharat. They feel that Bharat was heaven, but that is just for a short time like a breeze. They do realize that since there are so many temples built to Lakshmi and Narayan, there must have been their kingdom too. They are called the emperor and empress. However, they have forgotten when they were that. This is such a simple mistake. It hasn't been a long time. It is a matter of just 5,000 years ago. It is 2,000 to 2,500 years since Christ, Buddha etc. existed. It is said of them that they reincarnated. In fact, each one reincarnates. A soul comes and enters, and that too is called a reincarnation. However, the names of the elders are remembered first. It is said the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, will come and enter a body when he incarnates. This is the meaning of reincarnation. This is said of those who are well known. For example, there are the reincarnations of Buddha and Christ. You can see Bharat's connection with the Buddhists and the Christians. They saw that Guru Nanak existed about 500 years ago. His reincarnation is only a small one, whereas those like Christ and Buddha are big. So everyone reincarnates. They call out to the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, but they don't know when or how he will come. he definitely has to enter a body. However, because he doesn't take a physical birth, that is called the reincarnation. He doesn't become a small child. The biggest reincarnation is said to be that of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. They think that the Supreme Soul has 24 incarnations. They say that he also incarnated in every stone. They continue to fall so much. Just as Bharat becomes degraded, whatever they say also continues to be degraded. The Father is the creator of the new world, so he would surely come at the confluence of the old and the new. His is called the greatest reincarnation of all. The reincarnation of Shiva is said to be the greatest of all. However, people don't understand this because they have turned their faces away from the Supreme Soul. They definitely know about him being incorporeal, but they don't know when the Supreme Soul comes or what he does when he comes. It cannot be said that Vishnu has a reincarnation. The deity religion cannot be said to be a reincarnation. You would say that the deity religion is established. They create a play of the incarnation of Vishnu. In fact, there is no question of an incarnation of Vishnu. You are now becoming part of Vishnu's clan. This is God's clan. This Brahma is a child of Shiva, and you are the children of Brahma. This is called the godly clan. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul says, I come and make you belong to me. I come and become the father of you children. I am everyone's father anyway. But you now belong to me through Brahma, and this is why you call me Dada, brackets grandfather. I am the father of souls anyway. You all know that I have now come, only now do you meet me. You meet the unlimited Father when he gives you birth. I have now adopted you through Brahma. You cannot be children born through vice. There are so many people. There are so many brothers and sisters, and so all of them are mouth-born creations. A dynasty of sannyasis is not said because there is no connection of grandfather or father in that. Here there is the father and also Dada, brackets grandfather. This one is also called Dada, brackets elder brother. The father comes and makes you belong to him. You know that you have come into God's lap. This is an auspicious meeting. The end of the Iron Age and the beginning of the Golden Age is called the Confluence Age. The meeting takes place at the Confluence Age. There is a confluence of 3 rivers. What happens in that? There is an auspicious meeting between the Gurus and their followers. That is physical. The auspicious meeting of souls and the Supreme Soul is remembered. This is the best. Souls meet the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. There is no question of rivers of water in that. You are sitting here. This is your very important, auspicious meeting. Souls are living beings. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul has taken this body on loan. This is called an auspicious meeting. It is said the Kumbh Mela. A Kumbh is also called a confluence. The meeting of the 3 rivers is named the Kumbh. What is the biggest confluence of all? That of an ocean and the rivers. The biggest river is the Brahmaputra. Baba enters this one, and so the meeting of the ocean and the Brahmaputra is there anyway. It is now the Kumbh Mela of the Confluence Age. All of you meet the Father, the ocean of knowledge. This can be called a godly Kumbh Mela. This is the meeting of souls with the Supreme Soul. Kumbh and confluence are one and the same thing. You children know that you are carrying out the establishment of heaven for yourself. You have to remain pure while living at home. Where there is purity, that would be called heaven. When children remain pure, there is purity, peace and happiness. Your stay should be like that of the deities. You shouldn't have any defects. This is called heaven. That then becomes heaven permanently. You have to become that worthy at home. This is why it is said, make every home into heaven. You make human beings worthy of going to heaven. It is sung of you. You make every home into heaven. In the golden age, there was heaven in every home. It is not that anymore. You have to give the children who claim the inheritance from the Father the aim of becoming pure from impure while sitting at home. This is the biggest of all living pilgrimages, where Shiv Baba, the ocean, and you souls, the Ganges of knowledge, would definitely be. This is the biggest and the highest Mela of all. All those Melas are of the path of devotion, whereas this is the Mela of the path of knowledge. The Melas of the path of devotion continue for birth after birth, whereas the Mela of the path of knowledge only takes place once. This is a spiritual meeting. The Supreme Soul comes from the Supreme Abode to meet his children. This is the best pilgrimage and Mela. This living ocean can go anywhere, whereas non-living oceans do not go anywhere. This ocean goes. You rivers also go on invitations. The ocean of knowledge moves with this river Brahmaputra. All of you are different types of river. Some of you are pure and some are impure. Sometimes many of those who are unable to remain pure come. At least they come. Even householders living outside come. They are allowed to come. It is not that everyone would be allowed. When some friends or relatives come, they are allowed to come in order to be uplifted. Otherwise, there are many regulations. No one impure can come into the court of Indra. No guide or angel can bring anyone impure with them. This is why the Father says, be cautious. You receive a certificate. When you bring someone with you or when you send someone, the responsibility is yours. In fact, the centers gave invitations. So many impure ones must be going there. It is only when impure ones go to a center that you can make them pure. The ocean is sitting here, and this is why there are the disciplines. Their pulse is felt. There are many different doctors and surgeons. When Mama, Baba, or the special children speak to them, they can instantly tell whether something sits in their intellects or not. When you explain to them that there are two fathers, they would instantly accept it. They are given the method. Everyone remembers the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. We are children of such a Father. It is just that you don't know his occupation. You children have understood that whatever name and form a person comes with, he definitely has to have that name and form again after 5,000 years. The picture of Christ can only be made identical to that at that time. The picture of another person could not be made like that. The form of Krishna cannot be the form of any other person. You souls have now become impure by taking different names, forms, and places in different time periods. You are now being made pure. You know that the Father is the benefactor and that Ravan is the one who causes you harm. It is the Father who gives everyone salvation, and that it is not just human beings, but everything else also receives salvation. Hell is destroyed and heaven is established. Give invitations to whoever came in the previous cycle. Punjabis, Parsis, etc. The Father has come. There is nothing wrong in beating the drums about this. Your pictures are very good. You are now becoming worthy of a temple. It requires a lot of effort to remove the evil spirits. It requires so much effort to remove the vices and defects in order to marry Lakshmi and Narayan. Some are slapped by an evil spirit of lust, some by an evil spirit of anger, and others by an evil spirit of attachment. They then completely fall. They fall even because of greed. When some daughters from good homes see a sweet mithai, they take it and secretly eat it. Greed has brought a loss to so many. They steal due to influence of greed. At first you were in a bhatti and everyone now has to create a bhatti in their home. The Father created one big bhatti. Now he says you first have to stay in a bhatti for 7 days. Nowadays it is very difficult for anyone to stay in a bhatti. When someone goes to a center, he is colored, but when he goes back home, the color fades away. There is the influence of bad company. It now requires a lot of effort. You children know that you are sitting in God's clan. There is Dada, Baba, and you brothers and sisters. The Brahmin clan is remembered as the most elevated clan. You can also give this knowledge to those Brahmins. Brahmins are the highest, the top knot. Only these confluence aged Brahmins become deities. First of all, the Brahmins are even higher than the deities. The top knot is the highest. Those Brahmins worship the deities and they consider themselves to be worshippers and them to be worthy of worship. You can explain this to those worshipper priest Brahmins brackets in the temples. You are the true confluence aged Brahmins. You are the mouth-born creation of Brahma. You are now becoming deities. It would definitely be the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who makes you into the deities of heaven. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana. Number 1. Check if there are any defects in you and remove them. Beware of the influence of bad company. Imbibe divine virtues and make yourself worthy. Second, serve to make every home into heaven. Chase away any evil spirits by having remembrance of the Father. Continue to celebrate an auspicious meeting with the Father. Blessing, may you overcome all problems as a flying bird by letting your eternal sanskars emerge. In your eternal form, all of you are those who fly, but because of your burdens, instead of being flying birds, you have become caged birds. Now, let your eternal sanskars emerge once again, that is, stabilize in your angelic form. This is called making easy effort. When you become a flying bird, you will be up above, and any adverse situations will stay down below. This is the solution to all problems. Slogan, to consider there to be benefit at every step and to donate the power of peace to every soul is to do true service. Slogan, to consider there to be benefit at every step and to donate the power of peace to every soul is to do true service. Om Shanti.